Hello, you guys. It's Bardo Perez here, coming with you guys with another video. Today is March 2nd, 2017. It's been a while. I haven't uploaded a video in a while because I've been really busy with school. I just had a test yesterday, and yeah, I just been busy doing stuff at home, and I really haven't had any time to do videos. But I have something interesting in my portfolio is happening, and it's regarding this company, BrainStorm Therapeutics. Its ticker is BCLI. If you want to search it up, I believe it's on NASDAQ. So we're going to be talking about this stock, BrainStorm Therapeutics. It's currently trading at $4.26. And this right now is my favorite stock of all time. And I think this will be my biggest winner and gainer in 2017, no question about it. I mean, it already is. I bought this stock at $2.15. As you can see, it's already in the $4 range. I've already had about 110% gain on my money. So it's going pretty great. And I can tell you right now, this is definitely not the end of this company. This company is absolutely amazing. They're doing so many good things to solve neurogenetic diseases, stuff that goes on in the brain, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. But so yeah, just a couple of weeks ago, this company was in like the $2 and $3 range, and a bunch of news this company has been doing a bunch of stuff. They've been doing a bunch of events in Israel, and what really spiked it up like 10-15% was they're moving into Canada. They're going to go do some tests in Canada to get drug approval in Canada. And what's really good about it is that their drug, Neuron, that's what it's called Neuron, is proven to be very, very effective. The drug has had a couple of clinical trials, and every single one of them has shown very, very good news. And it's going all over. They're doing very good things. It's a very good company. I have no question about it. This is that they are going to solve something big here. And when they do, I'm going to make a lot of money on it. Okay, I'm going to make a lot of money on it. But anyways, let's take a look at their numbers and their stuff. So again, they're trading at about $4.26. Today, March 2nd, 2017. Shares outstanding, haven't looked. I grabbed these numbers off a statistics chart. And market cap, $79 billion. And just a couple of weeks ago, this was at around the 50 bill. Oh my gosh, does that say billion? I meant million. Okay, I'm sorry about this. Million, okay, not bill. I wish it was billion. Million. Okay, I'm sorry about that. $79 million, but a couple of weeks ago it was actually $54 million. And it's crazy how just a couple like $2 just increases price like nearly about 75%. So it's again, the company's been growing a lot lately, which I really like. Maybe a little too fast, but because there's a lot of people trying to short it, and investors are going crazy about it. So the volatility is a little bit higher than usual. But I'm in it for the long term, so stuff like this doesn't really freak me out. So yeah, their cash, I just took a little average off the top from right here, current assets. Again, cash here does not mean any of this stuff. I don't think this is considered cash. I mean, it is, but it's going to take them a while. And I consider cash a current asset, something you can take really quick. So all of this stuff can be turned into cash very, very fast. These numbers are here. So I looked at it. The latest one was around $11 million. So I just rounded it to 12. So they have about $12 million in cash. And debts, they have debt is debt, right? I mean, there's no current. I mean, there is long debt, but when you owe something, you owe something. Debt is a lot easier to figure out. Um, so here it is. Their total liabilities, they're about $1 million in debt. 1 to $2 million in debt. $1.3 million in debt. So that gives them an enterprise value of $10.7 million, which is a very healthy margin. They have a very good asset to liabilities ratio. It's about, for every asset they have a lot less debt, which is good. That's definitely something I like to look at when investing in a company. And the reason for that is if something happens to the company, very unexpected, they see an investment opportunity, they need money out of nowhere for this like really good thing that's going to make them a lot more money. They're going to need to have a lot of cash, and this is what this company has. They have $12 million in cash, which is good. It's a small cap company, and $12 million in cash is actually very, very well. So I really like their balance sheet. The balance sheet is very healthy, and approximately, if we can take a look here, uh, you know, they're taking about, let's see, mm, they're using up about 3 million-ish, 3 million. I don't know if that's a word. About $3 million a year. Um, actually, no, 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 no. I'm sorry. They're taking up about, yeah, about $3 million a year. I'm sorry, I got confused with the expenses, but that's not paid with the of course the revenue. If there's a surplus with the debt or with what they spent in expenses, it goes to the debt down here. But anyways, this company, this balance sheet is healthy. I really like it. If you can take a look here at their operating expenses, they're taking up about $1 million, $2 million lately because they've been up to more stuff here. So again, this is a quarter, you know, but this company is doing stuff good. Okay, so let's talk about their income statement. Obviously, they are not producing any revenue. They're in the development stage. Um, And that's basically what all biotech and pharmaceutical companies are really about. They're not really valued on how much they sell or how much cash they have. As you can see, their enterprise value is only $10 million, and they're valued at nearly $80 million. So what does that mean? It means that their company has a lot of potential to it. That's what really values a bio company, in my opinion. This company has a patent on their medicine. That's a really big plus. So no one else can do what they're doing, and that's what makes them really unique and stuff like that. And their capability of what they're possible of making and doing is what's really valuing the other $70 million in this market cap. So don't just think, oh, this company is super overvalued because they don't have enough cash compared to what they're valued at. Well, that's not always the case. It might be the case with other sectors in business, but definitely not this one. Okay, so again, their revenue haven't made much. Their research and development, definitely probably these two things, probably the biggest operating expenses and their only operating expenses. Research and development consist of um, what they're doing, products that they need to buy to create medicine, all that stuff is here to create new stuff, buying new books and knowledge and all that stuff. SG&A, this is how much they pay their employees, this is their payrolls and all that. And obviously scientists are very expensive, so they have been increasing a bit to pay those people. And it sounds reasonable, you know, they have more data, they have more stuff, so it does make sense for them to have more employees. Um, as you can see, about every quarter they're losing about $1 million, about $2 million in money, and this is coming straight out of their cash because they didn't make any revenue. So how do they pay for this stuff? They pay it from their cash, or it goes into their liabilities, and the balance sheet. So total Iller income spent now. As you can see, since they didn't make any money, they didn't get taxed. Um, so that's pretty much it. Again, the company's not making money. They're losing money, about $2 million per quarter, about $8 million per year. But you know, it's they're very, very close to making money. I can tell you. And once they do, this price is going to go up. Once they see a green dot on here, it's really going to go up. Liabilities, we already talked a bit about that. So now we're going to talk about the company itself and why I really, really like it. The financials I give the financials an okay. You know, obviously, it's very reasonable to the market cap, I believe. They're not making they're not making money, but they do have the resources to survive for a little bit, for amount of time, and I think within that amount of time, they're going to be making money. I think this year they're going to really step up on development, research and development. I'm not sure if they're going to pull out money. They're actually going to make profits, but we'll see. We'll see. You know, you can't really tell that stuff. I mean, you can by looking at the info and stuff, but let's take a look at that. So anyways, if you don't know what ALS is, or you know, it's not focused on ALS. Um, it's actually focused on a bunch of brain diseases that affect the brain. But their most common one, and what they're testing their patients with, are ALS. So I decided to add a little bit of information about ALS if you don't know about it. Um, you get ALS it's an unknown reason if you're affected with ALS. Only 5% of patients are heritages, so that's considered unusual in statistics. If it's greater than 5%, it's considered usual. So this is very unusual. It's unusual for you to get it because of a heritage. So there's no reason for it to be affected, you know, it just comes up out of nowhere and it's a terrible, terrible disease. So patients, you know, will very, very lots of times get stressed for getting affected with it. There's no cure for it. Okay, this is a big one. So far, there's no cure for it. Um, and that's what's really sad, you know, about death is expected within 5 to 10 years after being diagnosed. Currently, there's about 30,000 people in the US that have it, and 5,000 die a year. 5,000 of them die a year. And there's a mean or an average of people between the ages 40 and 70 being affected with it. A lot of older people get this disease. It's actually pretty rare for children to have this disease, which is a good thing. I'm not saying having it is a good thing, but I'm just saying, you know, at least most children are not to suffer from it. So check this out. Motor neurons, okay, neurons are a type of cell reach from the brain to the spinal cord and from the spinal cord to the muscles throughout the body. And this is basically lets you move around, keeps your movements healthy and regulated. The progressive degeneration of motor neurons in ALS eventually leads to their demise. So basically what that means is those neuron cells are actually dying. The neuron cells die, okay? ALS actually slows their responsive times, and they actually end up killing neuron cells. So when the neuron cells die here, the ability for the brain and it's very hard to initiate and control muscle movements. So here I have that here. So that's why they're a bit shaky. They can't remember stuff. Sometimes they'll just kick out of nowhere. I remember this kid who had it in high school, and he kicked someone like in front of him, like kicked him like super hard just because he couldn't control it. And now apparently the person had beef, so I don't know if he used that as an excuse, but it was pretty funny. Everybody's off, everybody took it as a joke, but he just kicked this kid in front of him, and he actually didn't like that kid. So I don't know. Maybe it was the ALS, maybe it wasn't. But muscle action is affected. People lose the ability to speak, eat, move, and breathe. Um, so yes, it's again mostly with the brain. It will strongly defect your brain abilities, and your brain is basically everything. You can control everything with your brain. For some reason, 90% of patients are white, and there's a strong correlation of veterans being affected. So this might be something scientists are saying that maybe it's something with stress, maybe it's something with uh, being alone for a long time. And this 90 again, this info is not. And what I'm saying, these statements are theories. They're not proven. They're not laws. So yes, currently unknown. All this stuff really unknown. This data on why you're being affected is unknown. The most popular medicine is Rilzol. I think that's how you say it. It was approved in 1995, and this drug is scientifically to prolong the life of a person of ALS for a couple months. So notice it doesn't say it cures it. It's basically focusing on allowing the patient to have more function. So it's not really a cure. I wouldn't really consider it a cure medicine. It's just to make sure that this patient isn't living and living hell and has more time to live. So now I'll talk about what BrainStorm has. Okay, what this company here is doing, which I really like their scientific approach. BrainStorm has developed a stem cell based technology. Now, if you don't know what a stem cell is, a stem cell is a cell that hasn't really been born yet, I guess you can say it that way, and it's in the process of being able to turn into any cell you want. So you can turn it into a neuron cell, you can turn it into a blood cell, you can turn it into a white cell. Okay, so stem cell based technology that delivers growth factors that can help neurons, okay, live longer at near the site of injury or damage. Okay, so it's going to help the neuron cells that are being hurt live longer. It has been so we are innovating therapy has been tested in very animals and shows, and not only in animals but in humans. There's been a couple of clinical trials, and it's proving signs of efficiency and safety in ALS. So it's I believe at this point it's safe to declare that it is safe, and it does something. It's just not it it's not just not going to do anything. Okay, it's not damaging the person. It's actually doing something, which is actually a hard thing to do. It's for many medicines that people will make and they don't really do anything. Again, like I said, this medicine isn't just for ALS. I'm just saying that because most of their clinical trials are related with ALS and works for all these diseases listed here. So yeah, these are again a bunch of brain diseases: Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's disease. Hillary Clinton probably needs neuron. Just kidding. I'm not taking any shots at Hillary. The first approach, so in general, there are two ways to treating neurodegenerative diseases. So stem cells, like I just described, can be used to replace dead. So like I said, you can transform the stem cell into a neuron, okay? Or it can be used to support neurons through very different mechanisms. So that's basically it. There's two ways. You either become a new cell, a new neuron, or you fix the neuron. Okay, so the first approach presents some technical challenges. That is, you replace the cells. Now, what Neuron did, they were discovered, is that it's very hard. It's very technical. You must be very precise when making neurons and making them. So they said that it's really hard to deliver the neurons where they are needed, but one must ensure that those neurons are in the right place. And yeah, and you also, yeah, I got that wrong. You need to make sure that they actually turn into neurons, right? And that's used during the stem cell technology. Um, so it's very hard to do that. And there's something called an MSC, which stands for mesenchymal stem cell sclerosis. I don't know if I said that right. Is an example of a second approach, which is meant to uh, rebuild uh, neurons. And this is where BrainStorm took the second approach and has been used to cure many neuro diseases. So they took the second approach, and their main product is called Neuron. It's patented. It has a patent. So this is what really values this market cap here. Okay, only $10 billion, only a $10 million enterprise value, but its market cap is really big because of this patent and their potential that they can do with it. So many investors like me are waiting for this disease to, fully be used to its max, and it's going to be really, really big. So you can just already imagine, right? This is before there's many, many investors who are doubting that this is going to work. And this is just a couple of people who valued this company. Now, once it works, this company is going to blow up. And that's why it's very exciting. I'm really reading it into this company. So yeah, the main product that they're using clinical trials on is called Neuron. It's patented, and it's a cell therapy platform that uses researches effort that has gone into developing MSC cells as a treatment for the human diseases. So basically, their neuron diseases use their neuron medicine uses MSCs as the main platform to doing what they do. Okay. Oh my god, I thought I just closed out of the video. Anyways, I don't know if you guys just heard that, but I was so pissed because this video is like really long and I thought I had to restart it. But no, it's still recording, okay? So MSCs, so let me just break down what MSCs are a bit. They are multipotent precursor cells found in many tissues, but mostly in bone marrow. Not even these, it's mostly found in bone marrow. They've been used for a while, okay? This isn't something new, but it's something that many are not being, it's not being implicated as much as it really should. But researchers discovered that it can actually tamp down the immune system in varied ways, and it can actually pre-develop cells into. It can be used for stem cell technologies. It's basically what it's saying. Through the immune system, it can be used for stem cell technologies. This led to their being studied. So yeah, more diseases that it can be treated with. Nothing really much. It's not really important. What else? So this is where BCLI neuron connects with the MSCs. So they have again the patented technology neuron. It grows the MSCs, okay, MSC cells, and it grows them into conditions to convert them to NTFs. And NTFs are basically are growth factors to support the survival of neurons in many ways. And again, as you can see here, they've tested it in animals, and they've figured it out that it does work out. So here it says our NTF, or the MSC NTF cells, which are used in neuron, are designed to treat brain diseases by allowing to use NTFs at the close or site of injury. Our cells can protect neurons from toxins and have been effective in animal models. So that's basically what it is. That's basically what it is. Our cells can protect neurons from toxins right there. That's what it's capable of. And that's what's in ALS, right? ALS, all these diseases have that. And again, clinical trials conducted in the US and Israel establishing safety and efficiency. So that right there, this is recent news. This isn't really old news, okay? This is new stuff. This is going on right now. And finally, let's talk about their clinical trials a bit. So number one, they provided the cell. The results showed that the cells were safe and showed small signs of improvement in slowing the disease down. So it does work, but they're looking for more major results. Clinical 2 happened a couple months earlier. The study showed simultaneous IT, and again, more data on it being safe and well tolerated. With subjects receiving doses of size 140 million cells, see that, of IT and IM cells. Subjects can study clinical improvements right there. Improvements in the rate of the disease for the 6 months following for ALS and FVC. So this right there is just really good news, and I think this company is going to do it. I really think they have a third one. I haven't really looked into it, but I'm definitely going to do an update on this company. Just really, really good stuff coming out. And again, like I said, like this week, they announced that they were going to get approval for drug testing in Canada. And they're just doing it. They're moving on to a bunch of stuff, and it's really going to happen. I definitely do think more people should invest. The more people invest, the more money they have, the more they can spend on stuff like that. So not only do I consider this as investment, but also as donating. I'm really helping this company out. That they have cash, but they definitely could use a lot more. Anyways, I'm basically predicting the stock will blow up, and again, if you're a short-term trader, do not buy it. Volatility is hitting the stock like crazy. Like two days ago, it fell like 10% out of nowhere, and then it just rose up again. So definitely not a good day trading or short-term stock. Long-term guaranteed. Contact if 2 years from now, if you invest in this company today and you didn't make any money off of it, like a lot of money off of it, contact me and I will work something out with you, because I'm just this confident that the stock is going to go up in the long term. These clinical trials and approvals don't happen in a couple of days. They take months, sometimes years. But they're working their best to get this approval done, and hopefully it does good. Their margins are okay, really good balance sheet. Obviously, their operating margin is like a zero. They didn't make any revenue, so you can't divide by zero. So I couldn't really do a financial analysis on this company besides their cash. Again, most of it, what you should be looking at is in here. It's this stuff, because this stuff is what's really valuing this company, not this stuff. So check it out. Don't take it all for myself. Go look at it, and see you guys next video. Take a look at it, definitely.